Alright, so hi and good day. As part of the continuation of our discussion about the human organ systems, today we will discuss about the human endocrine system. But before we proceed with that, let us first have a short animation intro. Alright, so the human endocrine system. The human endocrine system is one of the 11 major organ systems in the human body. The endocrine system is a collection of glands. These glands secretes a variety of hormones which travels to specific target organs via the bloodstream. And so what do we mean by the hormone or hormones? Hormones have specific functions. They are responsible for regulating growth, metabolism, temperature, and reproductive development. Like the nervous system, the endocrine system acts as a signaling pathway, although hormones are slower acting than nerve impulses. And to know more about the hormones, we need to consider the science that deals with the interconnection of hormones and endocrine system, which is what we call the endocrinology. Now let us talk about the structures and functions of different organs involved in human endocrine system. First, we have hypothalamus. The hypothalamus controls the endocrine system via several pathways. This includes direct projections to the posterior pituitary and indirect control over the anterior pituitary via projections to the median eminence and via the autonomic nervous system. The hypothalamus carries out its control by providing and producing releasing inhibiting hormones known as neurohormones. Here are some of the neurohormones being produced in the hypothalamus. 1. Antidiuretic hormone, which is responsible for water absorption in the kidneys. 2. Corticotropin-releasing hormone, which regulates metabolism and immune response. 3. Gonadotropin-releasing hormone. These are follicle-stimulating hormones and luteinizing hormone, which combine to maintain ovary and testes functioning. 4th, the growth hormone-releasing hormone or growth hormone-inhibiting hormone. These growth hormones are mostly at high peaks during childhood to puberty and eventually decreases when humans reach the adulthood. Next organ is the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is a pea-sized ovoid-shaped structure attached via the infundibulum to the tuberous ramium of hypothalamus. It is located within the pituitary fossa of the sphenoid bone. The pituitary gland stores some of the hormones that the hypothalamus produces before releasing them into the blood. Out of the two lobes, the anterior lobe is larger, making up 75% of the gland. It also has a larger role in the release of hormones. The anterior lobe secretes a total of 7 different hormones in the bloodstream, which are as follows. 1. Human growth hormone. Human growth hormone stimulates tissue growth and protein synthesis for tissue repair. 2. Thyroid-stimulating hormone. Thyroid-stimulating hormone causes hormone production by the thyroid gland. 3. Follicle-stimulating hormone. This causes estrogen production in female as well as the development of oocytes, while in male, it stimulates sperm production in the testes. 4. Luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone stimulates estrogen and progesterone production in females and testosterone production in males. 5. Prolactin. This hormone stimulates milk production in the mammary glands. 6. Adrenocorticotropic hormone. This is involved in the body's stress response and causes the production of cortisol in the adrenal cortex. 7. Melanocyte-stimulating hormone. Melanocyte-stimulating hormone causes darkening of the skin. Now let us move on to the third organ, which is the pineal gland. Along with the hypothalamus and pituitary gland, the pineal gland is found in the brain. It is a small organ located in a depression between superior and inferior splenium of corpus callosum. The pineal gland has a more specific function, being involved only in the secretion of the hormone called melatonin. It is released from the bulbous expansions of the cell bodies of pinealocytes, and this hormone is involved in both sexual development and sleep-wake cycle. The next organ involved in the endocrine system is the thyroid and parathyroid gland. The thyroid and parathyroid gland are endocrine glands at the base of the neck. The thyroid gland is the largest gland of the endocrine system. It is located in the anterior portion of the neck at the level of the C5-T1 vertebrae, deep to the sternothyroid and sternohyoid muscles. The thyroid gland is important in regulating metabolism. It produces two important metabolic hormones, thyroxine and triiodothyronine. The parathyroid glands are small, flattened, and oval structures located on the posterior surface of each lobe of the thyroid gland. They normally lie between the fibrous capsule of the thyroid gland and its external facial sheath. The parathyroid glands maintain calcium levels in the blood by producing parathyroid hormone. Next is enteric endocrine system. The gastrointestinal tract itself can produce hormones and is known as the enteric endocrine system. Hormone-secreting cells are dispersed throughout the lining of the stomach and small intestine. These cells do not produce hormones continuously. Instead, they do so in response to the environment inside the stomach and intestine, reacting to the amount of food moving through. The next organ is the pancreas. The pancreas is particularly important in the enteric endocrine system as it releases the hormones insulin and glucagon, which regulate blood sugar levels. The pancreas is an accessory digestive gland. This gland has four parts: a head, neck, body, and tails. There are 6 key gastrointestinal hormones mainly produced by enteric endocrine system. 1. Gastrin. This is stimulated by the presence of peptides and amino acids in the gastric lumen and is important in the secretion of gastric acid. 2. Secretin. This is produced in response to acidic pH levels and causes the production of water and bicarbonate from the pancreas and bile duct to help increase of pH again. 3. Ghrelin. Ghrelin stimulates appetite and feeding. 4. Motilin. Motilin is involved in the movement and contractions of gastrointestinal tract. 5. Cholecytokinin. This stimulates the secretion of pancreatic enzymes and emptying of the gallbladder in response to an increase in fatty acids and amino acids in the small intestine. 6. Gastric inhibitory polypeptide. This prevents gastric movement and secretions and causes the release of insulin in response to an increase of glucose and fat in the small intestine. Now let's move on to the next organ, which is the suprarenal or adrenal glands. The adrenal or suprarenal glands are 2 triangular shaped glands found on top of the kidneys. They have a yellowish appearance and are located between the superomedial aspects of kidneys and diaphragm. The adrenal gland is responsible for the production of epinephrine and norepinephrine hormones. Epinephrine is more commonly known as adrenaline and is involved in the body's fight or flight response. Norepinephrine, on the other hand, works with the adrenaline by constricting blood vessels and increasing blood pressure during the stress response. The last but not the least organs are the reproductive organs, which are testes and ovaries. The endocrine organs in the reproductive systems are the ovaries and testes, in females and males respectively. The testes are paired ovoid glands that produce spermatozoa and the male hormones, mainly testosterone. In males, testosterone is produced by the testes. Testosterone enhances bone growth, hair growth, and development of sexual organs during puberty. Testosterone is also important in increasing muscle strength. The ovaries, on the other hand, are almond-shaped glands in which oocytes develop and produce the female hormones. Each one is suspended by the mesovarium, a peritoneal fold subdivision of the broad ligament of the uterus. The 2 key hormones produced by the ovaries are estrogen and progesterone. Their production is triggered by the release of hormones by the hypothalamus. There are 3 types of estrogen: 1. Estradiol, 2. Estrone, 3. Estriol. These combine to ensure the healthy sexual development of fertility. And so that will sum up all the important organs involved in the endocrine system. For the continuation of the presentation, which is all about the different diseases and disorders of endocrine system and ways how to keep a healthy endocrine system, please refer to the presentation of Mr. De Villa. thank you very much for listening. Have a good day.